Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we've got this Ice Golem tournament kicking off right now. For those people in for the Yuletide events, you're going to need to do a half-decent turn attack run on Ice Golem. So I'm going to show two teams today. I'm going to show full solo Artak, and we're going to show a speed team for stage 20, which is actually quite a fun team that I've put together. I was literally just messing, and I was like, right, what can we get done to make this a bit of fun here? So I guess we're going to start with the Artak build, because this is going to get you more points on the turn-based event, and also it probably should be the team that you should run if you are able to build it. But I will say it's more gear intensive, so let's do that first. So this is just all about Artak. He's a man-made, hard Ice Golem champion, okay? I do have him in good gear, right? So let's just call that out. I'm pretty sure, though, that I could downplay the gear a bit, but it is tough. Like, doing any of the hard mode Ice Golem runs is tough if you want to do it as a solo. And if you can't do it as a solo, then you can bring in somebody else alongside him to make it much easier. But yeah, all I would say is like high health, high speed. That's the two main things, really. Good health, good speed, and then accuracy and resistance. So that's what you want, but you do want it in a regen set. I don't think you necessarily need Immortal as well as regen, but it probably helps. You know, I'm looking at HP % on my gloves. I've got resistance on my chest. I've got speed on my boots. And then I've got accuracy banner, HP amulet, HP ring with some good HP rolls. Pretty much across the board, I'm looking for rolls in speed and HP. Well, it's all those four stats, the four stats I've spoken about, right? So that will give you the speed to have enough turns to kind of recoup your health. It will give you the speed to make sure you're always applying decreased attack and HP burn on the boss, because this kit is perfect for Ice Golem. Burn on hard just means that's your way of damage. That's what it flips to when you go into hard mode. Decreased attack is like a must-have for Ice Golem if you want to live. And then everything he does is AoE hits, which makes him good for the wave killing as well. So yeah, everything about him is solid. I've taken Soul Reap just for speed, okay? Because it does speed up my runs, because I've got a decent star level here. Brimstone's not that great for Ice Golem because he actually doesn't do his abilities which proc that type of stuff anyway. So yeah, I feel like Soul Reap's probably the way to go. But if you don't take Soul Reap, you would maybe take stuff which would give you more survivability if you're struggling. Something like Faultless Defense, potentially. I don't know, it's not multiple hits, is it? Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm not too sure what else is going to really give you the survival you need. Turn meter when debuff is placed, where you're not going to get any debuffs. I think there's not many options, honestly, that's going to give you a better run than if you took Soul Reap, for me. In terms of masteries, I've gone for anything to boost my turn meter, so things like Arcane Celerity, things like Oppressor. We're going to be putting out a lot of debuffs, so we want that kind of turn meter feel. We've got Spirit Haste to give us more turn meter as well. I've taken Defense Tree as a secondary because of just the survivability. It's a very tough dungeon in terms of taking hits. So that's the way I've gone. Let me show you a run with Artak before we go into a cheeky speed team, which for stage 20, which is actually a lot of fun. Now, I farm stage 9. I can farm stage 10 with a different team that I run, which is way more like, I'll show you the team quickly. It's way more legendary heavy. So I have like Elva, Theodore, we have Seer and Kaimar basically clearing the waves out. Then Theodore and Artak killing the boss. Yeah, so that's what I do with 10. That's my fast run if I want to beat up 10. But all I've done here is just bought 4 food champions, and then Artak can be literally anybody in these spots, doesn't matter. But you do want people in those spots because you get the extra speed when they die. So it's important. But obviously you can be farming up. Literally, I don't have any rares. What's going on? You can be farming up levels on your champions at the same time as getting everything else done. At the same time as finishing this tournament, which is probably the best case scenario, really. So we're getting decreased attack on our enemies. We're getting the burns out there as well. Burns are pretty much doing all of the damage. Because the rest of your units are dead, it means that there's less people to take turns, and that's important with these turn-based runs. And you can just see it's a kind of slow and steady, loads of AoE damage going off. The Soul Reap comes in and slays the whole board, which clearly gives you a much better kind of like turn count. I did try this particular level using Seer, by the way. These Tutoras absolutely slay you if you use someone like a Seer because they've got that reflect damage. You can see here, this one's slower because they get a whole bunch of protection up. Because we're going against stage 9, everybody we fight against is the wrong affinity to do me in. Yeah, and that's important as well. You want as many chances of weak hits against you, way less chance to be crit and all that type of stuff. So stage 9 is much easier to get this done. Start to get some more of those soul reaps out now, which is beautiful. We're up to like, what, turn 50 odd so far, 55. I normally get to the boss at about turn 70. So that's actually, because of all those soul reaps landing well, this has been a really good run. We need that decreased attack on as soon as possible. That's how we survive the boss. If this ever fails, I can't believe I just got decreased defense on me there. My resistance should not allow that. It's a 3%er. But yeah, if this run ever fails, it's basically because decreased attack did not go on. And I've not seen it fail, but I'd imagine it's possible. But we're going to end up here getting through these mobs pretty quick. Actually taking way more debuffs than I would expect at this distance. It's funny when you actually watch it through and you're like, hold on a minute, I'm taking a whole bunch. There's the Soul Reap. Turn count 93. I got 46 points for it on stage 9. So that's the Artak build. As I say, you could probably come back a bit, but not that much, honestly. It's a tough build to hit. And yeah, I'd say if you cannot get a decent Artak build together, or if you're kind of struggling with it, you can even come in on stage 1 with a lower build, and obviously you're going to take a lot less damage. Artak's only really the answer when you move into hard Ice Golem. Yeah, because we've got 3 times reflex running right now, I will be farming high level Ice Golem. If I was just after the turn attack thing and there was no additional incentive like the reflex gear, I would probably just get it done as quick as I could with this speed team. So where's this team I put together here? This is an interesting team, honestly. I just wanted to get the one shot from the GNUT, which is why I built this team. So basically what happens here, I'll show you the team setup. It's a bit finicky. We go on round 1. Basically, Blessed Bash, we're just saving. Round 1, give me some AoE damage. And then we're open with the AoE damage again on the boss and end with the big hit. Go Spawn, give me drop defense. Then give me AoE, then give me drop defense. Seer, don't use anything wave 1. Wave 2, I want you to burn people to death. Wave 3, I want you to give me a burn as well. Renegade, save it all. On wave 2, we're going to use the sacrificial ritual to get our abilities back for wave 3. And then any nuker this is, by the way, in this spot. But I've got Harima for the fun of it. So Harima, come in and kill some stuff wave 1. Come in and kill everything wave 2. And then do what you like wave 3. Okay, so the stats, honestly, are probably overtuned. I don't need as much speed as this. I don't need as much defense as this. But this is my finite build for GNUT. So he's quite quick. He's got 100% crit rate, crit damage, and defense, and some accuracy to land his stuff. Soulborn, I just wanted to be quicker than anyone else with some attack. Don't really need any other stats other than being quick. Seer is probably about 20 or 30 speed faster than she needs to be for this content. So a couple of 100 speed with enough accuracy to rip buffs off. I don't even know if we need that, honestly. This is, again, a Doom Tower build, but speed, crit rate, crit damage. Renegade just slower than everybody else. And Harima just come in and do some mop-up stuff. Let's check this out. So, as I say, like I'm over-tuned for what I need. But drop defense, big nuke, couple of kills. Harima kills 1, but gives you the big AoE, and then we clean them out. Wave 2, we don't have the value of everything else, but my Seer just nukes everybody down. We get the drop defense out there. We get the decreased attack out there from GNUT. Going to clear out the waves. And then the big Blessed Bash, one shot comes in, turn count 18, and that gives me, honestly, not that different amount of points to what you've just seen there with the Artak run. It's a bit, I mean, it's like, what, 10 points less? But anyway, it's a fun team. So if you can clear out the waves quite quickly, you don't have to use Seer, but Seer's very good for it. Especially against stage 20, you could just do like a drop defense nuke type of build without using the Seer. But Seer is obviously great value for doing it. What you do need to do, if you want to do this on auto, is clear the side ads before GNUT does his Blessed Bash. Otherwise, he would just Blessed Bash one of the side ads. Yeah, but I thought that was a bit of a fun one to show off. And yeah, I guess fill your boots with however you want to do it. But I guess just to finish, should we just show you my main team in action against Hard 10? Just in case you want to do something more like this. I have tried Poison Exploder teams on this, and it does work in fairness, but I felt that it wasn't 100%. So someone like Elva here does make it 100%. So same idea. In essence, you've got Sear absolutely annihilating the wave, reset. Waves are actually easier on 10 than they are on 9 with the mobs that you've got. And then from this point on, it's basically the Artak Theodore show. If anything, I've not built my team well enough so that everybody else dies. I'd rather just everybody else was dead. It was just Artak and Theodore up. Because actually, it makes me prone to potentially taking bigger hits than I should. But Theodore activating the burns, Artak doing the burns and the decrease attack. And then it's just literally like, okay, well, we'll make sure that you're all dead. As I say, I'm not like fine-tuned this team because it kind of, I put it out there, it worked, and I left it. Because I wasn't really doing a ton of Ice Golem. But honestly, now that Ice Golem's higher value, it's probably about as good as we're going to get in terms of setup here, because I've no longer got the rest of my team alive. Just got these two doing the work. But yeah, Ice Golem's become a lot higher value because the gear sets, honestly, are just better. Like they're better than they've ever been. And yeah, that's obviously going to help you in terms of farming. So what's that? 65 turn, 57 pointer. This is what I'm going to be using, but it's a much higher end build. I guess I'll just show you the kind of like Theodore. Theodore's honestly built quite similar to Artak. Regen gear with Immortal, high health, good speed, good accuracy, and good resistance. And my Elva, random old gear, decent enough speed, some crit rate. Like honestly, it's a hodgepodge build. But there you go, guys. Happy farming in Ice Golem. I'll see you soon.